What up, y'all? It's KP the Sports Chick. So I purposely, waited until after the first game of the playoffs to do this video because you have been saturated since Wednesday, aka the end of the regular season, with predictions and all that kind of fun stuff as it relates to the playoffs. So I wanted to kind of stay out of the fray. And so now that we are past the first game, first Cleveland, Indiana game, one of the playoffs, got some stuff to say. So first of all, let's talk about that game. The game itself, I think Nate McMillan's biggest thing was that he didn't want the game to get away from Indiana the first 5 minutes or so in. And that didn't happen. They did a good job of that. Paul George is ready. Listen, they lost, but they are ready. And I want you to say that. Paul George is ready. Did you hear that interview in between timeouts where Paul George was like, yo, I am tired of losing to this dude. So we need to do something about it. And I thought that they were really going to run away with this game. It was looking promising, then not, and then towards the end they had a chance, and then they lost. In case you don't see, I'm just rooting for somebody other than Cleveland to win. No, I'm not a hater. I just want to see somebody. I just want to see someone else win. It's not like the Patriots, okay, who just keep getting better and better, winning in the off season and all that good stuff. It's just I can't compare the Cavaliers to New England because they're not lazy about how they go about winning. You know what I mean? It's like why settle down at any point during the regular season if you're trying to be the best? Don't get me started. Do not get me started on that. So with that said, this is going to be a long series. I think it's going to go all the way at least 6 games. Because Paul George does not want to lose. I think they're going to win game 2. I think they will steal a game in Cleveland. I do. And I think that they will also lose one in Indiana. So by the time they get back to for game 5, it will be 2-2, but not in the, conventional way of both of them winning their home games. So anyway, with that said, who's the MVP? Ballots were cast as of this video yesterday. So that's it. James Harden, let's throw in Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James and Russell Westbrook have done everything they can possibly do to get the title, or to get the title if they were lobbying for it. And let's be perfectly honest, if you're James Harden and Russell Westbrook, they were very honest about keeping track of the MVP race, what everybody's saying and all that, and they probably have inside information that we're not privy to. So I've been saying since the jump, since November, we've been talking about the MVP race since November. That's how good consistently this season James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and to a relatively lesser extent, Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. We've been talking about this since November. Okay, it's April, middle of April, tax deadline day actually, and we've been talking about this for several months now. So, I've been saying since November that I feel like James Harden is the MVP. Now, given Russell Westbrook's type of season, him making history, that type of thing, I get why people want him to be the MVP so bad. But my argument is this. 2 years ago, when James Harden and Steph Curry were up for MVP, they give it to Steph Curry because one of the things that set them apart was that Steph Curry was on the better team, and helped his teammates be better, whereas James Harden was on a decent team and was really only good himself, like really self MVP, right? And now here we are, fast forward 2 years later, and it's basically you put James Harden in Steph Curry's spot, and you put Russell Westbrook in James Harden's former spot 2 years ago. This time 2 years ago, because James Harden has a better team. He's making his teammates better. And Russell Westbrook, while to say he's a great player would be an understatement, but he's not making his team as better like James Harden is. So that in itself is why I would give the MVP to James Harden. Also, I mean, the stats are there. He's the turnover king this year. Let's be real, okay? But that's because he's getting the majority of the holding time. He holds the ball. He's held the ball for 9 minutes this season total. 9 minutes. That's a long time. So, my pick is James Harden. I don't care what you guys say out there, okay? I'm not taking anything away from Russell Westbrook, but just the fact that James Harden has the better team, like you said, MVP voter people, and that he himself is, Russell Westbrook has, 42 triple-doubles, but James Harden, has a respectable 20-plus triple-doubles himself, and like I said, he's making his teammates better. They can win. They have a better chance of winning without him than anybody on Oklahoma City without Russell Westbrook. So that's my choice. But anyway, I want to hear your opinions. This is the last time we're really going to get to talk about it this season. Who do you think is the MVP? Let me know in your comments. You already know my opinion. Read all your comments. And don't forget to follow me on KP the Sports Chick all across social media. I'll be getting the chance to go to a couple of these Rockets playoff games this year, so make sure you stay tuned on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter for all that. But like I said, leave your comments. I want to know who you think the MVP is, and because overwhelmingly I'm seeing Russell Westbrook, but I want to know if my video watchers and my subscribers agree. So let me know in the comments. We will talk soon.